Hey guys, it's Katie at scrappinkaty.ctmh.com, and I have a quick, easy video to show you how to use those scraps on some single layer cards. So you can see here all the piles of scraps left over from various Cricut projects that I've done over the last week or so. You can see a couple of those projects right on your screen to the right, and I have just piled those up, and I thought it would be fun to show you what I like to do with my scraps. Now, I have also pulled out the May 2020 Stamp of the Month from close to my heart called Time to Celebrate, and it is full of sentiments, perfect for any woman or man in your life. And I've also pulled out a few pre-made card bases. So for this first card, I am going to use this strip of circles cut from a sapphire piece of cardstock. Now this cardstock is from the Blue Skies collection, which is available now through the end of May 2020. And each one of the cardstocks has a very pretty UV pattern on it. You can't see here in the cards, but you will be able to see in the still shots at the end of this video. So I'm just random stamping some stars inked up in canary ink. I am going to mask off the top of that card because I don't want those stars to go past that sapphire strip of circles. So I'm just going to apply liquid adhesive on the back of that cardstock and adhere it down to the card base, making sure that those circles are centered. I'm going to cut all the excess off, and then I am going to start stamping my sentiment. So for the scripted sentiment, it is going to be inked up in Candy Apple, and it says, "So proud of you." And then I'm going to add a typewriter font from the same stamp set, and it says, "Hooray." I'm going to take a blue gel pen and just add some doodling lines around the edge to finish the card off. So on the second card, I'm going to use this square of 4 flowers. I'm going to back it with some peach cardstock, and you can see there that even that peach cardstock is some scraps left over from one of the Cricut projects. I'm going to add some liquid adhesive to the back of this piece just to make sure I get adhesive everywhere in those little tiny spaces. And then I am going to take a little bitty heart from the collection or from the stamp set and stamp the center of those flowers and then adhere that square onto my card base. So for the sentiment, I'm going to use a typewritten font, and it says "Best Wishes," and I'm going to ink that up in sapphire. And then for this third card, I am going to play around with several of the leftovers, but I end up going with a strip of the canary flowers. I'm going to add liquid adhesive again to make sure I get in all those little tiny spaces, and then glue that on that left side of the card base. So much like that other card with the flowers, I am going to add a heart inked up in peach ink to the center of those flowers. I think it just adds a fun detail. And then for the sentiment on this one, I'm going to make it a Mother's Day card. So I'm going to ink up Happy, which is a scripted font in sapphire ink. And then Mother's is more like a handwritten font, and I'm going to ink that up in peach. And then Day will also be inked up in sapphire ink. I am going to add some little bitty tiny hearts that also come with the May Stamp of the Month and ink those up in Smoothie. And then I am going to cut off the excess, and then much like the other card, I'm going to pull out my blue gel pen and just add some doodling lines around the edge. So to finish this card off, I am just doodling some heart strings and then adding some dots by those hearts, and that is pretty much this card. And then here is a look at the other cards again. Again, I hope you are inspired to use all your scraps. This Stamp of the Month is only $5 with a qualifying purchase. I will link the Stamp of the Month down below. And here is a look at another layout I made with some scraps from those same projects. Here is a closer look at those flowers and then those leaves from that wonderful cardstock from the Blue Skies collection that has that UV pattern on it. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. Please subscribe and sign up for notifications so you'll be alerted the next time I post a crafty video. And I've also linked the Blue Skies collection as well as the May 2020 Stamp of the Month down in the description below.